Unusual indeed. There are 3 cop cars just down the street, as you can see over there. I'm going to zoom in for you, just to let you see. There it is. They're at one of the other houses that's closer up on my main street here. I don't know which house it is, but it's just unusual that they're close by. I didn't notice this earlier. I didn't come out and they were already there. This is just one that I just noticed now. Just coming out for a little breath of fresh air. I'm going to find out. Maybe something might come out of it. I heard another ambulance, what sounded like an ambulance or a police car, but it doesn't seem like there's any other cars coming up or an ambulance coming up this way. We'll see what comes out from it. Okay, and it looks like the police have actually left. For what reason, I have no idea. I don't know if it was maybe just a common fight at one of the houses there for some odd reason. I didn't bother to go up to ask them. That's one thing that's none of my business. But for something like that, that usually makes me wonder what's happening, you know. But with something like that, sometimes it's better to stay out of somebody else's business, because you never know what's going to happen. At any rate, I'm going to be going out. I'm going to be going out to get something to eat. I'm not going to go usually to my usual Patat 2000. I'm going to go somewhere shorter. It's over at La Belle Province. It's a restaurant close by. It's actually right down the street, but even before that, just want to head down, take a look at something at Reno, just for the fun of it. It's just been a while since I've been there, since I bought my air conditioner down there. And then I'm going to be picking up my lunch from there. It's going to be a souvlaki, chicken pita souvlaki with a poutine. So that's what I'm going to be picking up for lunch and bring it back over here to have it to eat here. So that'll be a small little lunch for me, nothing too fancy. Anyhow, let's go. Anyhow, here I am in front of Renault Depot. So this is the place I just want to go take a quick look in. But even before I go into there, I just wanted to mention before, when I had seen the police earlier this morning, I didn't bother to check or take a look at, because for the simple fact, like I had mentioned, it's none of my business really. But sometimes when you see cop cars and all that, people tend to be interested to find out what's going on. For something like this, it was actually on the houses on our side of the street there, one of the other duplexes, but there was nothing majorly outside that was, you know, that I can tell by that was actually the major problem. So when I had actually passed down that section of the street, there's nothing I can tell that was, you know, that I can see visibly that was, that I can see that was causing any problems. So anyhow, along as with that there, with the cable that I just put in yesterday, that you had seen in yesterday's video, it's been working well. I have had no downtimes yet. I think maybe it was the cable itself that was actually gone, and it was a simple $4.50 cable. Got it replaced, and it's working fine now, so I have no problems with connecting to the internet itself, so that's a good thing itself. So knock on wood, or knock on plastic in this case, inside my car, and it's been working well. So I'm just going to keep on doing what I have to do online there, which is still have a couple other things to do there, and get that done with, and hopefully that will be done and over with soon, and hopefully some good news will come out of it. So that's basically about it so far. And of course, picking up my lunch on the way back home. So that's going to be a souvlaki, a chicken souvlaki, and a small poutine from La Belle Province, which I'm going to pick up on my way back home. So with that being said, we got to keep on doing what we got to do. So bear with me, folks. Anyhow, there's the bottom. Here's the restaurant, and here I am. Just picked up my lunch, which is a small poutine and a chicken souvlaki. I'm going to bring that home and go to enjoy it at my place. So I was just at Renault Depot and was just looking around just generally just to see what was there. And sometimes when you're there at a particular place, you get sometimes these ideas of renovations. I was in most likely the tool section there just to see some little odds and ends here and there, you know, bits for my rotary toolkit and the whatnots. And I also have a small little air compressor at home, taking a look to see what I can add with it. which is not too powerful. It's a 2-gallon oilless air compressor. So I was just taking a look to see what other tools I can actually use with it, besides doing some simple, filling up car tires and doing some odds and ends with that. So other than that, it's time to go have lunch. Be back soon. And there's my lunch: a poutine, which is fries, sauce, and some cheese curds, and a chicken souvlaki. Really good stuff. And that's made down over here at La Belle Province. There are many places that actually do offer something very similar, but this is one of the best ones I find for me. And a glass of milk. So there you go, folks. That's my lunch. Anyhow, so that was a good lunch that I had. Filled my stomach up very well. That poutine was a little bit too big, and it was a small one from La Belle Province, and it was very, how can I say, stuffing. And that's one thing I don't have too often, is the poutine itself. Even if it's a small one, a small one, a super small. But something like that was filling for me. At any rate, I was speaking with my fiance and one other friend that I know that I used to work with at another company that went belly up, saying that my previous vlog of yesterday had a problem where the sound was actually out. And I asked where it was located exactly on it, so I can take a look, because I still have the raw footage with me on my editing machine. So they gave me a rough time of when the sound was not appearing. Took a look in the vlog itself, or the timeline that was on the editor itself, and I had found that I may have accidentally clicked off the sound, so that way the sound was not coming out for that segment of the vlog itself. So I re-engaged it and added another little thing at the end, which is already completed. Now I'm re-encoding it again, so I can re-upload it back up to the YouTube site here as well. So in the meantime, while that's doing that, I'm still doing this and doing some other things that I have to get down around the house, and try to get those other projects done with. So at the same time, while I'm doing that, I'm trying to keep myself busy. So baby, I still love you. I want to be with you. I love you to death. And that vlog is going to be re-uploaded again tonight, along as well as this one here. So I got some more stuff to upload and some other stuff to do and get other stuff done with. So bear with me. The day is not done. We're still going to push through. Let's keep on going. And I like the new the cable that I installed, and it is working fantastically. So no problems with not staying connected. So that's a good sign. So see you in a bit, folks. Chateau d'Or. That's the Golden Chateau. And picking up, I just ordered out. I called it ahead of time to order some pizza, because my parents want pizza instead of having cold cuts tonight. So I'm picking it up now, so they can have their slice of the pizza now, and I'm going to eat later, having a slice of pizza. So I'm going to go pick it up, come back out, and try to finish the vlog here. I'll be back. Anyhow, so I finally got the pizza brought back to my parents' place. They said, "You're gonna eat?" No, I'm not gonna eat. Not yet. I'm full. I had, like I said, that poutine that you saw before earlier. That's a small poutine from La Belle Province, which is that's a normal size plate. That there is, like I said, stuffing very before, and I said stuffing. Stuffing means stuffing if you don't want to use your German accent, like I usually do sometimes. And the souvlaki, which was a chicken souvlaki from them, it was very filling. Usually on a souvlaki like that, where it's a chicken souvlaki, because that there was like $5.95 or so at that particular restaurant. I usually take it with an onion ring on the side, but today I felt like might as well spend a couple of dollars and get a poutine in a while, because I haven't had a poutine in a long time, and that was fulfilling. It was really fulfilling with the two of them together. And I had a glass of milk, as you saw in the last session there, and it was really fulfilling. Just earlier on, just before I had to go get the pizza, I was speaking with a friend of mine from high school, I was kind of his mentor to get into computers and all that. So I was his mentor into getting into computers and all that. So we tend to bug each other on a regular basis on computer stuff. So which is totally normal. And the one thing I liked about that is that we would just keep each other up to date of what's going on and just see how each other is going. Sometimes we tend to miss each other on the weekends because we're both so busy in our own things. So that's one thing that we tend to try not to do so much, is to, well, not do so much, but try to at least keep in contact at least once a week. Sometimes we miss each other completely and all that, which is normal. But, you know, friends are friends, and we keep things on the up and up, as always. One thing I noticed as well, I was speaking with him in regards to a thing that I have actually seen online. It's called the Raspberry Pi. For those who are not too sure, I'm not thinking as the Raspberry Pi as the fruit pie that you would keep in your refrigerator and have that as a dessert after dinner or after lunch, or even as a little thing there to go with your coffee. The Raspberry Pi in this case that I'm talking about is a nice little device. It's actually, I would say it would be considered as a little computer, a mini little computer. It's only the dimensions of width and length is about the size of a credit card. The height, meaning going from the base on up, is, I guess, the size, like about the size of a remote control, or a little bit bigger. And this is a unique little device that I thought was really interesting and cute for little projects as well, of many different sorts. One thing I'm going to do is, if you take a look down in the description, I'm going to include the Raspberry Pi website, just for those who are interested. And for those who are not, don't worry about it. It's no skin off my nose. It's just something I happen to see on the internet, and as well through the YouTube channels, because it seems like it's getting very popular nowadays, people using this type of device. And it's unique even for the kids these days, for something like this, because it's a small little device which can be used very easily via monitor, like a regular monitor using HDMI, or your regular flat screen monitors these days, which is basically you can use on your TV, which has usually the HDMI ports on the side, or an RCA output, with most older tubes that have the auxiliary out or auxiliary in for video, and an audio port as well. But this one here only has one for the video itself. So if you have like an old CRT screen like I have a Sanyo, which I also have a video left and right channel. So you usually would use the video in this case for the Raspberry Pi, and you can hook it up with a 5-volt mini USB connection, so it actually needs some power externally, and a regular USB keyboard and mouse. And the thing runs off of a SD card, anywhere between, let's say, they say usually minimum is 2 gigs. Nowadays, most minimums are usually either between 4 and 8 gigs that you can still get. I'm with my digital camera using the 16 gig card, so something like this you can probably use anywhere between 8 and 64 gigs without any problem. The thing is with the SD cards, you have to put the OS on it in order to run it, and it's using a version of Debian Linux, and it's a version specifically for the ARM processor that's on there. And I thought that was really interesting, because it's using a form of Linux on there to actually work with and actually be able to project onto the monitor or screen itself. For those things, I'm going to have to eventually try to get one myself one of these days. And I found out that I had another supplier that I usually go to myself, or used to go to a long time ago, but they had moved and I didn't know where they had moved to. And luckily they do carry this, and they carry the basic version and 2 other versions which are slightly more expensive, but they give you a little extra stuff on it, like a case, power supply, audio out, and a couple little projects to work with, which I might get the little bit more expensive one just for the fact that it comes more rounded out with. And I do have a spare keyboard and mouse that I can actually hook it up to and actually start working with it, and having fun, of course, learning as well. And I've noticed one thing as well with this is that I've seen on YouTube that most people are starting to make a lot of nifty little apps or applications using this, like weather stations for the house, and as well as an example, the old arcade games, where like the Konami video arcades and all that, and even retrofitting some of the old emulators that you can play your N64, your Dreamcast, and all that, and play it on something like that. Sorry about that. I didn't want to cough into the camera itself. Anyhow, like I was saying, this little thing there I find it really interesting as well, especially for those who want to learn about computer programming and don't want to invest a lot of money on a big machine. But this is something that would be interesting even for kids these days, or just a hobbyist and other people who want to learn about it and didn't want to spend a lot of money. I'm going to take a look into it myself eventually, into that. But at any rate, instead of me going on forever here, I'm going to call it a day. I have this to upload and my previous one that I had to upload, only realizing that there was a little boo-boo on my part. One of the little clips in there, I forgot to leave the audio on. So I have to upload that and tonight's video as well. So till tomorrow, folks, I wish everybody a good day. Have a great afternoon, great morning, great evening, wherever you are in your time zone. And baby, I miss you very much. I wish you were here with me right now. I love you very much. And hopefully, folks, I would like to be able to introduce my fiance to everybody here. She's a very beautiful gal. I love her to bits. And I hope that you'll say the same thing too as well when we are both together here. Okay, folks? So till next time, see everybody around. Till tomorrow. Bye.